Welcome to Student Connections, where our students connect with their community. Hello and welcome to Student Connections on M6, your hometown station. Our students have met with leaders in our community to learn more about their organizations and upcoming events. I'm your host, Blake Sauer, and today we will be meeting with Mr. Jamie Cain, the Superintendent of Marysville Public Schools. We'll also learn more about the City of Marysville's upcoming activities with City Manager Jason Hammy. As you know, many families start their holiday season with a trip to the Festival of Trees at McMorran Arena. Mrs. Gay Moody stopped by the studio to give us a sneak peek into this year's festival. Also, BTM has been an industry leader for automobile accessories. This hometown company is led by Mr. Steve Sawden. Today he tells us how BTM continues through challenging times. Did you know the boys' swim team will have a new coach this season? Today we'll meet Coach Malowitz and hear about her ideas for the upcoming season. And finally, we'll hear how the Marysville All Sports Booster Club is reorganizing with new membership. Now let's get started with Mr. Jamie Cain from the Marysville Public Schools.
Hi and welcome to Student Connections. I'm Rachel Baisley and here with today is our Superintendent, Mr. Cain.
Hi Rachel.
Hi, thank you. So Marysville recently earned an All-State Academic Public School District recognition. Can you tell us how that works?
Absolutely. The Center for Michigan, which is based out of Ann Arbor, publishes a magazine called The Bridge. And what they decided to do was divide all the schools in the state of Michigan into 8 divisions, very similar to the football playoff system that is being completed soon, and rated schools across various categories. Marysville came out as the state champion in Division 4 for college readiness. Quite an honor for our school district and for our community. And what they did was they looked at school districts that were similar in size and demographics to us. So one of the factors they consider is socioeconomic status or free and reduced lunches as an indicator. And then looked at how are we performing compared to schools that are similar size and again those similar demographics. And they chose us to receive the distinction of academic state champs for college readiness. So it's a great honor for us.
Oh, wow. How do you see technology changing our education?
You know, technology is something that we constantly have to look at. How can we use more in the schools? And I think as a district right now, we're thinking about what is our philosophy and how do we make sure that students that come to school every day, like yourself, are able to use the technology that you're comfortable with, that you use at home, that you use when you're outside of the school, in school to advance your learning and understanding and help you be prepared for life after high school. So we're really looking at taking a hard look right now at what are the barriers that we might as adults put in place for students. Can we remove those barriers, such as do we allow students to use their smartphones, maybe their devices such as an iPad or other tablets in the classroom if they're their personal devices, and what types of policies would we have to have in place to regulate those things. But we're certainly gearing up, and it's going to be a focus for us this school year, is looking to reduce those barriers and really get a good idea of how can we increase the use of technology in districts. One of the things that we're looking at, for example, is textbooks. Do we continue with hard traditional textbooks? Do we look at digital versions of textbooks? So we have some difficult and important decisions to make in the area of technology.
Yeah. How has the budget cuts from Lansing directly impacted Marysville students?
Our Board of Education in our school district, our community, we've worked really hard to keep the cuts as far from kids as possible. But the one thing that all of you are probably aware of this school year is we did implement an athletic fee. We were the only school district in St. Clair County that did not have an athletic fee. And by implementing that fee, it did allow us to contain some of the cost and some of the reductions that the state did impose on us. We were cut $470 per pupil by the state of Michigan for this school year alone, which for our district equated to a $1.3 million reduction. So when you are reduced in your revenue or the amount of money you have by $1.3 million, you certainly have to look for ways to reduce what you're spending.
Yeah. Have other student costs increased due to state budget cuts, or?
You know, increased costs are something that we're constantly dealing with. The cost of heating our buildings, cooling our buildings, the cost of materials and supplies that our students use goes up every year. And when what we take in money-wise doesn't go up and our expenditures do increase, there certainly is a direct result for students. But again, we keep prioritizing student need and we will continue to work to make sure that what we have to do as far as reductions are related to, we try to keep far from the actual day-to-day school experience that a student has.
Have test scores improved or stayed the same over the past few years?
Test scores are, an exciting thing, and I like to think of it more as overall academic success, because a test is one measure, but certainly we know that tests are important, and our students have done very well. We've seen gradual and we've seen slight increases really across our school district K-12. And to be really honest, our students perform at a very high level. So once you're performing at a very high level, it's difficult to make any type of significant jumps in improvement. But we are making steady improvement. We certainly have some areas that we need to focus on, but we'll continue to make those a priority.
Oh. How does the Board of Education create their goals, and what are some of them?
Sure, good question. The Board of Education hears the feedback of the superintendent, and the superintendent hears the feedback of the building principals, the department leads, such as our curriculum director, and also then our building principals and our department leads hear from our teachers. So it's really a bottom-up process, in that we hear the input, we look at school and student achievement data, and then ultimately the Board of Education meets at a workshop with the superintendent and with other administrators, and we look at all the data, we look at how kids have performed, and we look at different areas of the school district, all areas really, and decide what should be the focus for the upcoming school year. This year, the Board of Education has decided to focus on our continued commitment to the professional learning community process. And really, in a nutshell, what that means for a student is, on Wednesdays you have a delayed start. Well, that allows our teachers to focus in on student learning and to make adjustments to try to meet the needs of every student every day. Another goal we have is to increase the literacy achievement of our students across the curriculum in K-12. So we're working on those things. Also, one of the goals that we talked about a little bit already today is technology integration. Where can we integrate technology, and continuing to deliberately look for ways to enhance our technology that we have available to staff and students. And our final goal for this year is to be responsible with our fiscal or our money practices. And that's certainly something we need to always be careful and mindful of.
Oh. What exactly is there left to do with the construction in all of the schools?
Yep, the construction is 95% complete approximately, and the only thing left are what we call punch list items, and those would be areas or things that when we hire a contractor or a company to come in and do something related to the bond, they might not have done it right, or there might be some things that just, they installed it but it's malfunctioned or broke. So those punch list items are about those 5% of things that need to go back and be corrected by our contractors, and we're in the process of doing those things right now.
Oh, so what exactly is your favorite part of your job?
My job is large, and I get consumed with a lot of different things that come across my plate. And so one of the things that I really make a point to do is visit with kids. It's important for me to be in buildings and be out where all of you are, because ultimately students are our customers, and I can't lose track of what's going on with our students in our schools. So my favorite thing to do is honestly just to get away from the office and get out into our schools and just visit with staff and students.
Oh. So with the new high school, what is your favorite part?
I like that this high school really meets the needs of kids, and I think it'll meet the needs of students for years to come. I like that you have a commons area that you can call your own, and I just like the layout. I think the layout was very forward thinking, and again, I think it'll benefit our community and our students for many years. So if I had to pick one favorite area, I really do like that commons area. It just has a neat feel every time I walk into that area. Just to see kids there hanging out or doing homework, no matter if it's before school, at lunchtime, or even sometimes late at night, there'll be students out there just using that space. It's kind of a neat area.
Yeah, well, thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll be back with more after this.